In yesterday's video, I got an interesting comment which basically summarizes a lot of people's questions, a lot of people's recommendations in the last few weeks in regards to my training, which is why are you not progressing your weight? Why are you stuck on this 180 thing? Why are you stuck on the 180 for 20? Move on, man. Like, you know, it's gonna basically be very, very difficult for you to advance from this position. Chasing reps is much, much harder. Chase weight. And so yesterday's comment was from Chris Brown or Brown. He writes, time to chase 190 for a set of 10. And I said to him, I've got to get the 20 reps first, and then we'll go from there. And then a whole bunch of people basically have said similar to what Chris was saying. Cosmic Soundwave 2669 said, Jesus, Ivan, just listen to reason. Forget the 20 rep shit, up the weight and do waves. And a whole lot of people, like 15 people have thumbs up that comment, which means a lot of people are of the same opinion that what I'm doing here is not the best idea. I should be doing waves. So when I'm assuming what you mean by waves is having multiple different weights that I'm attacking and not just 180. So maybe, you know, right now it would be a good idea to go to 190 for 10 and then a couple of weeks later do 200 for 5s or whatever, that kind of stuff. And then go back to 180 and smash 180 for 20. And so that's what he says, do waves. And then I'll read the rest of the thing and I'll tell you what's up. Pink Supremacy adds, I second this. It would be much more effective to get 190 for 10 and then back down and get 180 for 15 or something. I think these 10 plus reppers are more muscular endurance / bodybuilding than strength. Execution Sumer says, man, that's unrealistic, I believe. I might be wrong, of course, but as I mentioned before, I remember when one plate felt to me the same way 4 plates are feeling for you right now. No way I would have been able to hit 20 reps without first progressing the weight so that one plate actually starts to feel like nothing. To hit 20 reps, you probably need to have the 8 first reps basically effortless. And for that to happen, you need to train the heavier shit. Rocco Yelovich says, seems like you're going to be stuck at 180 here for a long time, Ivan. My immediate thought when it comes to this is that the reason I like the 180 for 20, first thought that comes into my mind, this is not a ranking of my thoughts. First thing that comes into my mind is 180 for 20 on the calculator says I've got 300 for 1. I know that's not real, but that motivated me initially to think about, like, I remember 3-4 weeks ago, I was like, man, 180, messing on the calculator, 180 for 20, boom, 300, perfect, round, 300 popped on the screen. And I was like, this could be a nice little motivator for me to try and chase reps. So that was the first thing that popped into my mind. The second thing is, I started 180 for 5. And then I got 6, then I got 7, then I got 8, 9, 10. I'm now at 12. And as the reps are going up, theoretically speaking, my 1 rep max is also going up. Maybe not right now, but the potential is slowly building. And so in a way, my percentage used for this 180 is going down. So in a way, I am periodizing, I am progressing, I'm waiving the weight. Theoretically, because the percentage that weight is representing for me, 180 for 5 used to be a very high percentage, maybe 85% or whatever. And now that I'm doing it for 12, maybe now it's like at 70% or something like that, right? The fact that I can do 12 reps with it probably tells me it's in the 70s. So in a way, I'm like, you know, that's how I'm conceptualizing this. Okay, it's 180, it's the same way, but there's multiple different rep schemes that I've done in the last month. And so for me, I'm like, I'm changing something. This idea of only ever messing around with the weight on the bar, I've tried for many years. And what ends up happening to me, at least, this has been my experience, is that I'm always stuck in this 5 rep range. And I don't know about you guys, but doing sets of 5 is soul crushing for me. Maybe that's just my personality, maybe it's just the way I think about it, my experience, but I didn't like that. 1 set, 2 set, 3 set, 5 sets of 5 starting strength and all that stuff, Mark Ripperto stuff. I've got like PTSD from that shit, right? The 5x5, just the squat portion of the workout will freaking take me near 2 hours some days. It was brutal when you're really linearly progressing the weight and you get stuck. The excitement, the invigoration, the pain relief that I've been getting, I think is responsible. What's responsible behind that is the AMRAP sets. High reps, 1 set, high rep, all out effort. So I'm mentally liking that, and I want to spend a very large portion of this year between 10 reps and 20 reps. A lot of you guys are saying, but that's bodybuilding, man, that's muscular endurance. But I don't know how many people have also said to me, Ivan, you need to put on size. Isn't that what bodybuilding is going to make me do? Put on size, put on tissue? So I think a lot of you guys are saying that 10 to 20 is muscular endurance, but you're making it seem as though that muscular endurance has nothing to do at all with strength. Yet we very, very well know that bodybuilders, some of them who are actually pretty good at moving a barbell around, are actually very strong. Namely, think of Tom Platz. He used to say stuff like, aim to do 180 for a set of 50. And so he would put a weight on the bar and stand there with it for 15 damn minutes. You know, just hold the weight. When you're ready, do another rep, do another rep, do another rep, do another rep. So in a way, you are working your aerobic capacity, your muscular endurance, and I very much believe your strength as well. I want to remind you guys that when I first did 200 kilos for one, some freaking 3 years ago now, that was done on a background of doing super, super high reps. That period I named in my book the sub 50% period. I was doing the barbell for 100 reps. I was doing 60 kilos for like 30, 40 reps or something like that. It was stupid amounts of reps. Reps that are with like out of the normal scheme that we have now kind of accepted as a community. Everyone always says 8 to 12. Why? Like I've done that, and why is that the only rep range for bodybuilding and everything below that is strength? Your muscle type and what you're training is not so fixated. Like we're not robots. Do you really think a set of 20 is not going to make you stronger? Do you really just sit down and think to yourself, if I improve my 20 rep max, do you not think that's going to improve your 1 rep max? Okay, maybe not tomorrow, but when that fatigue washes away and you kind of get a little bit better with singles, don't you think that's going to work? That's been my experience. Definitely been my experience. So when some of you guys are saying, go to 190 for 10 now, so that means I've spent a couple of weeks with 180 for 5 to 10 reps. I got 10. Boom, I reset to 190 now, and I'm again stuck in the same RPE, again stuck in the same intensity percentage. I want to reverse progress it. So I don't want the weight to get heavier, I want the weight to get lighter. And in a way, if you think about it, if you keep the weight fixed and you add reps, the relative weight on the bar is actually getting less and less. So, I mean, there's many ways to, go about this. But for me, the progress that I've seen so far has been really good. Now, the interesting thing to me is that a lot of you guys are saying, and there was another comment somewhere else that said similar stuff, that progressing from here on is going to be damn near impossible. Like going from 12 to 15 reps is going to be soul destroying, and then 15 to 20, forget about it. It's going to be very, very difficult. You much rather play around with 190 for a few weeks, maybe 200, and then drop down to 180, and then the bar is going to be feeling really, really light, and then the first 8 or 10 reps are going to be like easy, and then you can progress. My motivation behind all of this is not to fly through this set. Not fly through this set. Remember, I want to feel comfortable with lots of weight on my back for a long period of time. So no matter how you go about it, okay, you can work your singles to 250, 260, 270, and then the 180 is gonna be like freaking 100, it's gonna be 50% on the bar, 55% on the bar. Okay, sure, anybody can squat 50% of the bar for a set of 20. Right, anybody can do that, that's easy. But I've tried pushing the ones, the twos and threes and the fours and the fives, and pain was killing me, man. Pain was killing me. Now I'm like, you know what, screw that. Let's work between 10 and 20. And that's essentially what I'm doing here. Doing a whole bunch of accessory stuff with the hip health, doing a whole bunch of AMRAP sets for the high rep stuff, and the body's responding really, really well. I do not want to go back to fives again, because that means heavy ass weight again. That means 200 on the bar, and twice a week I'm going to wall with, again, a heavier weight. I did the heavy weight a month ago. I want to give it a rest now. Let's work with 10s now. And chase that next rep. Remember, when you chase that next rep, I have to remind you about this. If I add another rep, I've basically added 5 kilos onto my potential 1 RM, according to the calculator. Okay, that's too much. Let's say 2 kilos. Be ultra conservative. When I get to 180 for 13, I've added another 2 kilos to my 1 rep max. Isn't that progression? Isn't that what this whole thing is about? Why does it have to be weight? Oh, it's really, really hard work, it's hard to progress. To be honest to you right now, the actual squatting part of the stuff is not what's kicking my ass right now. It's not that. It's staying under the weight. I can't stay under the weight. I've got 2 minutes of work capacity in me, and then I'm dead. Not even 2 minutes from 180, like a minute and a half. I'm thinking to myself right now, if I could get to a level where I can stand with 180 for 3 minutes, just stand. Don't worry about squatting, just stand there for 3 minutes. I reckon I've got easily 180 for 15, easily. Because I can just stand there, catch my breath, go again. Stand there for another freaking 20 seconds, get another rep. But no, what's happening to me right now is I get to the 10th rep, my upper back, my freaking, everything within me, of course my legs are tired, don't get me wrong, my legs are tired, but at the top, they're kind of chilling out in a way. But I can't breathe, I'm dizzy, my traps, my arms, everything's killing me, man, I can't stand there anymore. And what makes me think is, how the hell does another human being in the last 20, 30 years, how the hell did he take 180 for a set of 50? Don't worry about the squatting. How the hell is he standing with it? That's what I want to know. That's what I'm trying to train here. Because ultimately speaking, I reckon if I can just learn how to stand with the weight on top of me like that, for a long period of time, I can progress. And then I can hit 112, 130, 140, 115. A lot of you guys are thinking you got to hit the first 8 reps like a fucking maniac, smash through them in the first 10 seconds, because you've only got like another 40, 50 seconds of survivability under the bar, and you can't make it to 20, there's no way. I'm thinking of it from a different perspective. I'm like, no. Let's push the muscular endurance in all the other body parts so I can stand there with the weight for such a long time. And then I can steal another rep, steal another rep, steal another rep. And I'm confident that that's the limitation for me right now. It's not so much the squatting power. It's the postural muscles that start freaking caving and folding me over. That's what's happening. And it's probably the explanation of why my 1 rep max is also really shitty. You know, I have a feeling like I can't, grind some of these damn weights out because my posture just gets annihilated. I feel like my legs can push, but I'm doing this. So the AMRAPs are kind of like training that ability. The 1 rep max weight, whatever the hell it is right now for me, and the 11th and 12th and 13th rep, the same sensation. The body's going through the same compensation mechanisms. So when I'm doing these AMRAP sets, I'm imagining that 11th and 12th rep are the 1 rep max, right? That's what I'm thinking about. And that's the approach that I have right now. So even though the traditional method is to go to 180 or 190 now for a set of 10, and Cosmic Soundwave is like, Jesus, man, just listen to reason, forget the 20 rep shit, up the weight and do waves. The reason I don't want to do that is because I do not want to go to 5 reps again. I don't want to do that. The weight's too heavy. I'm scared of the hip pain. I'm scared of all these different things. And part of me is thinking to myself, probably the hip pain happens because I spend too much time grinding the heavy ass weight with bad posture. With 180, I now know I can get to 10 reps and I can work on that posture. And that's why I think 180 for 20 is possible for me. Once again, it's not the squatting that is killing me. It's that I can't even survive the bar for the 2-3 minutes that are required to keep 180 for 20. That's the challenge here for me. And I reckon once I do that, develop whatever the system is in the upper body to be able to survive a weight on my back for such a long time, then I'll be ready for the next element. That's how I'm thinking about it. That's my approach. What you guys are talking about here is exactly what I did previously, trying to squeeze weights up and always be in that low rep range. It works for some. For me, I need to be very, very careful how I do that because there's lots of negativity waiting for me there. And now that I've got my ass out of the 5s, I'm in the 10s now. This is good. This is good. So hopefully that makes sense to you. And Rocco, you might be really, really right about this. Maybe I'm going to spend a lot of freaking time stuck with this 180. But it's a path to glory for me. It really does seem like that. Because, okay, between 180 for 12 and 180 for 20, I'm taking my 1 rep max from 230 to 300. Judging by the calculator. Why do I have to work with less reps? Why can't I work with the high reps? Which are proven to me to be more effective and more beneficial for me. So when you say 180, I'll be stuck here for a while. Of course, it's going to take a while to go from 230 to 300 kilos on the squat. It's going to take a while either way. It's just what I think the disconnect is that people don't respect reps like they respect the weight. So putting 2.5 kilos on the bar is much more respectful than putting another rep in a 20 repper. Do you know what I mean? Why is that? Why do we not respect reps? When we know reps in the bodybuilding community why is it the weight? Why is it the way that we respect and know the reps? I don't get that. I don't get it. A whole bunch of people used to tell me for years on end, Divine, put more size on. Now that I'm in a rep range that I need to put size on with, people are saying, no, you gotta drop the weight. And then some people are like, Ivan, you're spending way too long with this 180 bullshit, you gotta move on. But then when I move on for different things, people are like, Ivan, you're moving on too quickly. So, and that's normal. We all have different opinions of what I should be doing, what you should be doing, blah, blah, blah. But see the spectrum? When I spend too long in a rep range, people are like, you're spending too long. When I don't spend enough, you're not spending enough. It's like, I've just learned over the years to kind of like follow what feels good. And this is feeling good. It will be very, very foolish for me to let go of 180 and do something else right now. Because my body feels amazing. Absolutely amazing. So I'm going to continue chasing the reps because there's rewards there and there's benefit there. And forget about the weight for a minute. Just for a minute. When I say a minute, it's probably like 6 months. But anyway, let's see how it goes. Appreciate you guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.